is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026, and there's a lot we have to talk about. Like, I'm talking severe weather, tornadoes in the Midwest. I'm talking about a huge temperature drop. There's a lot of stuff, so we have to get into this forecast quickly because this is me a long video. Hang tight here. Here we go. So as you can see, we have a big severe weather warning here. And there's a bunch of watches already set, and there's a lot on that, and I'm going to dive deeper into that. I'm talking about tornado warnings coming on Thursday, tomorrow, and I'm talking about overnight tornadoes tomorrow. So, like, you guys should have something to notify you. We'll come back to that in a little bit since I'm sponsored with one of these things, but yeah, or not sponsored, but I'd recommend, but yeah, there's a lot of tornadoes. As you can see, we have a big 5% tornado coming over here in the Midwest, heading into Chicago all the way to Detroit over here in Northwest Indiana. And there's some of you guys are thinking there's some tornadoes tonight, and that's not the case. Sorry, I have a cough in my throat, and that's not the case because there's no storms. There was a couple days ago, but there's a lot of high winds. We'll get back into that. This is gonna be a long video, but let's dive more into this. And looking at our satellite for tomorrow. I know it's. Let me change my satellite settings. So as you can see, tomorrow there's that orange line right there is a sign of a tornado. As you can see, this heading east. I wouldn't worry about tornadoes over here because there's not. It's like snowing there, and there's not tornadoes. So there's no hail, no severe weather over here. It snowed and it's freaking like 50 or 70 degrees there. I know. But over here, there is a little storm, and this is gonna stretch out. Probably I'd say Florida by day 3. It doesn't show. Let me draw. So it probably stretches out from here. I'd say ends about over here. I wouldn't think it hits Miami, but it could. And I just would watch out for that because there could be on Friday. I will be covering this probably tomorrow. We'll probably have to wake up early for it. I'd say around, expect me 9 a.m. So I'd probably make a video for this at 7 a.m. Making a video for this right now, and then I will in the middle of the day and possibly tonight. We'll see what's gonna happen. Looking at our models, going back to our satellite, you can see there's a lot of stuff. And you can see shockwave brand. There are a couple storms up over here. As you can see, it's gonna make its way over here to the Ohio Valley. But it's not gonna be great. I need to show you on 50 frames. There's a lot to talk about there. And now we gotta talk about the high wind for this. So let me go back to my radar real quick. And before we head into that, let me show you guys what you guys should do to alert you. And here we go. Let me show you guys. So what I recommend you guys using is y'allcall.app. It's a fast, free. It looks like it's down. Let me go to Safari real quick. I don't know what's happening with that. Y'all call. Yeah, it looks like it's down, but yeah. But another way to alert you, you should turn on, if you have a phone, Let me show you how to turn on your alerts for it. So what you do is you go into your settings over here. Or no, what you do actually is another way for you to alert you. Looks like the website's down. I'll make a short on how to use that, but yeah, no sponsor for this video. But yeah, let's get back into it. Sorry about that mistake. I know it's down. I shouldn't have checked. Okay. So now next what we have to talk about is our wind. We have some big damaging winds that can blow trash cans onto the street, so I recommend looking every, I'd say, 3-4 hours if your tornadoes are like, your trash cans are blowing out, because it could affect some people driving on the road. And I'd also recommend going a little faster on the roads, because there's going to be some big winds. Looking at today, I don't think the intensity score's only at 3, so nothing. But tomorrow, which is Thursday, March 26th, I'd watch out, drive a little faster so the wind doesn't blow you off guard on the road. If it does, just stay calm. Don't be scared, be prepared. But there are some damaging winds that we do need to talk about is over here with the fire warnings. Let's go back to that. But that's our wind, 15% here in Chicago. So people near Chicago driving, just go a little faster. I know if there's traffic, you guys are fine because you guys are clumped up. Now going to our hail. Tomorrow's a big severe weather day, so you see all that hail over there. There even is some risk today. I know it doesn't show, but there's like a 1%. They don't show 1%, so. But 5% here in the brown, 15% inside here. I don't know how big this hail is gonna be. If I can see what it is, gale. Okay. Hold on, let me drink a sip of water. Sorry about that. We're now going to our categorical weather. There's some big warnings talking general risk, which I told you guys earlier. There's storms from over here, storms from here that make its way over here. That's why there's general risks. Cause yeah, looks like down here in Miami they are getting some general risk. That's today, and then tomorrow we get a little more bad. We got Chicago. We got some slight risk. So I'd recommend Illinois and Northwest Indiana to get most of these storms. But yeah, and I'd say they're probably gonna get those storms. But if they don't, then yeah. And then holding on the day 3, not dead 3. Oh my god, I can't speak today. Okay, but heading over, I'd say day 3. Florida in the south side over here might be getting a couple storms. I wouldn't worry too much, but we're on to day 2. And what else? Okay, now let's go to our fire weather. Now let's go over here, heading to the west over here. Let's look at our fire risk, and I'd also say a little bit of Texas. But here's our fire watch. Since the high wind tomorrow, as you can see, there's a fire spreading. And these big winds. Oh, let me change this to reflecting. Okay, but the wind and the reflected humidity might be bad for this. There's a lot of big storms. Not storms. I literally can't speak today. Okay. But there's going to be some, how do you call this? Some big humidity. It's going to be dry. And there's going to be some big winds and reflective humidity, which is a really bad humidity. But, so this is damaging fires. And if this wind goes on about all day today, or half of the day today, which it looks like it is, and half the day tomorrow, there's me gassing fires, and it's gonna make its way all around Cali, and it's not gonna be good. So just be careful, and then going here in Texas and Oklahoma. This is another side of the humidities and stuff. Over here in Texas, in Santa Fe, around Arizona, since it's so hot in Arizona, it's spreading. Big winds coming in. It's gonna get really hot in Dallas. Let me just show you the weather in Dallas, cause it's gonna be big. Dallas, Texas weather. Okay, so it's 65 right now, but it's gonna get pretty hot tomorrow. Doesn't show, but yeah, see, 93. So, and there's big winds that might damage and get fires spreading around, and possibly can make over here by an ocean. But once it gets over here in Dallas and Corner and Houston, it's probably gonna die down, because it is gonna rain on like Saturday and stuff. But this is not great. Hold up. Okay, so that's our wind and reflective humidity. Now we're gonna talk about flooding. So we have marginal rainfall. Excessive rainfall is heavy rain and a lot of rain, causing flash flood warnings and flood warnings. Watches, I guess, right now. Let me see if I can find fire order. Okay, that's all the watches, actually.
You know where my iPad is?
It's right there.
Oh. What did you do to it?
See, we have flood right here down. There's some big flood warnings. Okay, that's not what we're looking. But right below here in Springfield and Columbus, there's a 5% of consistent rainfall. I'd say about 1 inch of rain. Like the water, there might be a lot of water on the ground. So be careful. Watch out for flooding. Going to day 3, which it looks like it's gonna be good. And looking at day 5, day 4. Okay, yeah, doesn't look too bad. But stay safe for that. And more to look for. Forecast point 1. There's a lot minor flooding. I don't see any major, but there might. And then past these gale warning. I don't even know what the hell a gale warning is. It makes really no sense. We don't have to cover that. Sorry, there's a lot of gale warnings. Okay, now we got some red flag fire warnings. Red flag fire warnings. So let's go back to our fire. And we have some big red flags, I'd say, over here in Colorado, making its way here in California. But no snow. Now I'm gonna check about temperature drops. Because there are going to be some big temperature drops. I'm talking about 20 degrees lower. These high winds over here make it really cold. Part of Texas over here. But it's going to make it very cold. And I'd say 25 degrees below average. So right now, I'd say it'd be 45 degrees. It's going to be cold. After we just had like a massive heat wave. I know, it makes no sense. But, those are the high winds, and it makes it very cold. And then, when we're flooding, look at that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had for you guys. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit a like and subscribe. And I'll make it short later once the y'all call app goes up. Make sure to watch it short. I don't know when it's going to be back, but yeah, stay safe. I'll be covering it tomorrow, I'd say around 9 a.m. So in about like 24-ish hours. But yeah, stay safe. See you guys in the next one. And yeah, I'm a little sick.